Welcome back in, Detroit Lions fans. Detroit Den 313, go-to source for Detroit Lions content. Okay, we talk it all here. We talk draft stuff, draft analysis, college players, draft recap, scouting reports, pregame shows, postgame shows. This is your go-to page. This is your go-to channel. All right, help us out. You know what to do. Big news today coming from the Detroit Lions. All right. And I don't want to say breaking news or anything like that. This is great, fantastic, scary for the defense type of news. Okay. I don't get on here and talk about every single roster transaction that the Lions make and every player they waive, but I want to start with Josh Paschal. Okay. We've been kind of myself mostly wondering what's been going on with Pascal the last few weeks. Okay. So, apparently he had his yearly checkup. And if you know anything about Josh Paschal, his background, this is a dude who fought cancer while he was in college, one of my favorite players on this team. He gets his yearly checkup. They found a, thank God, non-cancerous mass on his shoulder that had to be removed. So he's been working on building up his strength and getting back into, I guess, football shape, we'll say. But I think everyone in this world has been affected by the cancer word in some type of fashion. Unfortunately, it's just an ugly thing to even mention when you hear that C word. Kind of makes your heart sink a little bit. And thoughts and prayers with Josh Paschal. So I'm sure that his mindset hearing that news, and luckily it was non-cancerous, but I'm sure, got his anxiety amped up a little bit. It gets mine amped up just a little bit for him, just thinking about it. So that's why he's missed the last couple weeks. The addition of Zadarius Smith, I talked about it earlier today. Him, Josh Paschal on the other side. Once JP's ready, I think we're going to be just fine at that defensive end position. Let's give JP, if he needs another game or two, hey, whatever he needs, man. He's there's human beings behind these helmets, and we a lot of us sometimes forget that. We just look at them as football players and X's and O's, but these are normal guys just like you and me. They have stresses outside of football. They have family stuff, personal stuff, everything going on. So if we've been a little too critical of Josh Paschal in the last couple of weeks, questioning why he's missed games, and now we understand why, shame on us. And I'm guilty of that. Maybe I should have taken a step back and evaluated his past and what possibly could have been going on. So Josh Paschal, hope everything works out for you, man. If we don't see you Sunday, I know we'll see you in the future. If you need another week, that's perfectly fine. We'll take care of business without you. Get healthy. Let's get you ready for this home stretch. And some other big news today. The return of Iffy Melifonwu and Emmanuel Moseley getting activated from the IR, returning to practice. Look, again, we don't talk about every single little thing, okay? We talk about things that I think actually impact the team. We're talking about two defensive backs who are going to get playing time eventually. We don't know when. We don't know what their roles will be. I'll speculate and guess. But starting with Iffy Melifonwu, man, this is a guy who is a monster-sized corner. I think he's like 6'3", 200-plus pounds, converted to safety last year, had one of the most iconic plays in Detroit Lions history last year when he had the game-sealing interception in Minnesota, sealing up the Detroit Lions, winning the NFC North for the first time in 30 years. I find it iconic. I think it's a great picture. Something that I'll always remember is, hey, I remember in 2023, Iffy Melifonwu, the team was in Minnesota. He had that game-sealing interception. That's something that I'll always remember. Him coming back, and he was kind of the talk of the town on this channel quite a bit this whole preseason, what his role was going to be. Hey, what's he going to do with Brian Branch playing full-time safety? Kirby Joseph looking like an all-pro back there. Where's Iffy? He's the odd man out. What's he going to be doing? This is purely me just guessing, just speculating. Maybe not Sunday against Houston, but I think in the future, I've said that I think, and I'm not a coach, I'm just putting something out there and seeing if maybe you guys agree. If you disagree, that's fine too. But I think Iffy, with his size, his speed, his ability to tackle, his ability to cover these bigger tight ends and some faster running backs, could we see him play a little bit of hybrid linebacker? Because I really liked what I saw last year with Melifonwu and some of these blitz packages. And these last few weeks, we've been struggling to get pressure on the quarterback. Now we got Zadarius Smith. Is that another wrinkle that Aaron Glenn could use? Could he put him in at like a Sam linebacker position or even James Houston's role? Because let's just be honest, I'm trying to be upbeat and positive today. James Houston is combat ineffective for me on a football field, okay? Just doesn't do anything. Might as well just have 10 guys out there. I would like to see Iffy get some reps at rushing the passer. He's 6'3", like I said. He's a bigger guy. He's athletic. I think when I saw him last year blitzing, I remember he had a hell of a game against the Broncos, I think it was, where he had a couple sacks and a couple forced fumbles. Why not just try and just see? I mean, we're playing with house money here. We have an extra piece on defense. Is that a role he could possibly play? Is some maybe hybrid linebacker? I don't know. You guys tell me. If you guys are out there and you say, he's too small, he's not fast. Hey, I'm not here to argue. I'm just throwing something out there that this is a guy who puts pressure on a quarterback. Maybe this is a reason why Brad Holmes didn't go out there and trade for an Azeez Ojulari or a Harold Landry. Maybe he said, I got Iffy Melifonwu coming back. I think, we might have a new special role for him. We might have something that he can do that's very, very unique and different. Maybe it works. Maybe it doesn't. Let's just throw it out there and see what happens. But I think he's a very, very good pass rusher, kind of under the radar. And you can never have too many pass rushers in the NFL. Again, I'd like to see that instead of James Houston out there. Just an idea, guys, okay? Sometimes we can get on here. We can talk purely facts, purely business, just stick to the script, but not me. I like to think outside of the box and try to think of what if. Let's say, hey, this player's coming back. What if he can do this? What if he can do that? Maybe I'm right. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but let's at least throw it out on the field and get a couple looks at it. Next, the return of Emmanuel Moseley. Listen, I'm cheering very, very hard for Emmanuel Moseley. Okay. When he comes out onto the field, whenever that is, hopefully it's against the Jaguars in a couple weeks at home if he's not ready for Houston. I want to give this guy a standing ovation. Okay. He's only really played 2 reps. I think 2 reps is maybe overshooting it a little bit. Maybe it was 1. I can't remember. Tore his ACL, signed with the Detroit Lions, come back. He rehabs his ass off for a whole year. He gets on the field for 1 or 2 plays, goes down and tears the other ACL, out for the rest of last year. Haven't seen him this season. Man, when he comes out onto that field, I would love for the Detroit Lions fans to stand and give him a good, solid clap and ovation. Like, this dude has worked his tail off, man. I follow him on Instagram. I see the work he's put it in, the rehab, just his mindset of the last 2 years of not being able to play football and watching the Detroit Lions have so much success. Like, I don't know how his mindset is. I don't want to try to speak on how I think he feels, but he's probably itching to get out here and help this team. And what he went through, man, it sucked last year. I can't remember which game it was. I know it was a home game, though, last year. I remember him coming out on the field. I was like, all right, hey, here's Moseley. Let's go. Like, this is a guy we want to see. One of the San Francisco 49ers' best corners a few years ago. Now we got him here in Detroit. He's rehabbing. Let's see how he looks after the ACL injury. Boom, he tears his other one out for the rest of the year. It was disappointing. It was heartbreaking. And I remember even talking about it last year, like, what's his mindset, man? Like I said in the beginning of this episode, there's human beings behind these helmets. They're not robots. They're not, machines that you can just program to just sit on the couch and rehab and come back. Like, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of early mornings and late nights rehabbing, a lot of times with these physical therapists and doctors and getting him ready. And he's getting the world-class care, man. So when he comes out onto the field, again, I don't know when these guys are going to be ready, but I think Emmanuel Moseley deserves a standing ovation. This guy's committed to this team. He wants to be here, hasn't contributed yet, but that's not because he doesn't want to. So some big, big roster news, guys. I see this defense is getting better, getting Pascal back, getting a guy like Iffy Melifonwu, maybe his new role, possibly. Emmanuel Moseley shearing up some depth because we saw Carlton Davis get a little banged up in the Packers game. I would look to see Emmanuel Moseley kind of fighting with Ennis Rakestraw, the rookie, right now, to see who plays that backup nickel spot. Because if Carlton Davis goes down, you got to shift around some stuff. Maybe Arnold's cornerback 1 and Robertson's cornerback 2. So who's going to play that nickel? Is it going to be Moseley? Is it going to be Rakestraw? Curious to see, but I think that these guys coming back is huge. Our defense, it's all hands on deck right now. Our defensive line's banged up. I know we got a little help with Zadarius Smith, Josh Paschal getting back. Let's stick around. Let's see what happens, guys. I think this defense is going to be scary. Aaron Glenn's coaching his ass off. That's another thing. I could talk about that all day. Hit the like button. Leave some comments. Let me know what you think, especially about that Iffy Melifonwu idea, man. It's just an idea. Let me know. Either you agree or you disagree. I'm not sure. But hit that like button, guys. I'll be back later with another show. Thanks for watching.